Sounds like it might be a duck, but it sounds like it's screaming help, whatever it is. It's kind of freaky. Yeah. It's a little different than what I'm used to. Alright, let's get up there. Looks like there might be a trail that goes up that way, so let's check that. Turns out there's no way to get to that trail back there. Just weird, but alright, so we're just gonna kind of go back here, see what the big woods have to offer. Okay. Alright. We are all the way upstate New York today, like all the way up there. Somebody's dog barking. There's a couple of farms on the outskirts. Picked this place because it was not only preserved land, but it's marshy, and there's not a lot of that in this area, so obvious reasons. So what we did is I started filming while I was still trying to figure this place out. So, like, you guys have been with me since jump. Another LIB on the road, upstate. It's not Whitehall. It's near a town called Amsterdam. Goes back pretty far. There's a cemetery in there. I was gonna say something don't look right. There's a cemetery right there. Oh wait, there's a way to get in. Whoa. Alright, let's change. Wow, the pressure just got crazy. Whoa. Okay. Alright, we're gonna cross the threshold with nothing but respect. The blue jays went crazy. Wow. This is probably a personal, like, for one of these farms out here, it's probably, maybe that house over there, maybe it's their personal, I don't really know. That one's pretty easy name to read. That's still pretty intact. It's amazing. Some of them are really old. I'd get closer, but I don't really want to screw with anything. Look how fresh that break is. I mean, I'm not saying a Sasquatch did it, but if a person came in to break that, you would think they would want it broken because they'd want it out of the way, right? One's gone. Wow. Alright, let's get out of this thing. Alright, we're gonna continue on up this trail because it's all too convenient. As I looked around, I realized you can't really safely go in anywhere and come back out if you're going deep into the brush up here. There's really no safe way to find your way back. There's some big impressions in here. It looks like there's a game trail going in, but it's not like it's pretty beat up in different areas. Maybe a Sasquatch would go in here. It's like very clear in there. It looks like where a bunch of deer would bed, but I don't know. You'd be the judge. But it would be a good spot to kind of peep in Tom up there if you wanted to. There's another. Look at that. Look at this. This is like a pretty heavy trail going right into the cemetery. It's like but these impressions are huge. Look, that's the size of a man. That's huge. That's bigger than a man. And there's a couple in there. Another one there. Look at that. And look at the way the curve. Look at like the hook in the foot. It's huge. Like it's like my foot has an arch, but this has a curve. Alright, let's get going a little bit further in. I'm sure there's a lot more stuff up here than I'm used to. You know, there could be bear. There could be a giant, bear in here. I'm not used to that kind of shit. So there's a few things I have to take into consideration that I normally wouldn't. More than a few things. But we have Bo's antler with us today, and that's the most important thing. Safety first. I'm just out here this morning. Sarah kind of let me loose and let me feel out the woods a little bit, but we have a couple things to do up here. And there's another trail. I don't know which one to take. Oh, okay, so that breaks off into private property up here. That's a big thing. I'm sure it is in a lot of places similar to this, but yeah. It's very well posted, so I'm not gonna even teeter the line. It's very heavily posted, and interesting enough, that's kind of where I want to go in, right? You know what I mean? I mean, those woods look so nice and open right now. But I'm trying to stick close to the theory. But this would be a perfect spot where the wood line met the marsh, right? Oh, sorry, I had you guys zoomed in. Where the wood line met the marsh. I didn't realize how zoomed in that was. I apologize. But there's a lot of posted no trespassing, and it goes right onto that side, right on the side of this little thin brush right here. It's a visible line. Okay, I thought I saw something. It's just me moving, I suppose. Look at that break. Look at that one. It's a big old tree. I think that's snapped. I would say that's downhill. Usually when you find one that's snapped uphill, it's a pretty safe bet that it was the big fella. Looks like there's a good amount of, at least, structures up there. Definitely some prime habitat. I'd say it's good for bear too, though. Something's running in there. I don't know what that must have been a deer. I heard a big stomp, like, boom. I mean, it could have been a boulder toss, it could have been a deer stomp. Like, be a number of things. I can see something all the way straight back through here, but I think there's gonna be too much brush in the way. There is. There's quite a bit of brush in the way. Alright, I'll try and reroute a little bit. It's wild, it's just like, this is what I always ask for though. I want to be alone. Like, I don't want to see any people. I don't want people around when I go out there. Because they're just loud and obnoxious. And it's kind of a catch-22. Because now I get it. And, you know, the further you get away from civilization, you know, you're just like, damn. Okay, so that's just a huge leaner right there. There's water right down here, and it's been since the beginning, since we came in. There's a large lake, I guess, across the street, and it trickles down all the way over here. I don't know if it's a separate fall or not, but this water seems to open up into a, I don't know if I can hold it up high, but it opens up a lot more than that little creek, like a lot more. And we have a bunch of woods on the other side of this marsh too, so this should be no motorized vehicles, which is kind of cool. Mohawk Hudson Land Conservation. So that was another intrigue to me, the Mohawk part. It was Native American land, Mohawk. To know that we're still on trail, I'll tell you that much. Oh, it's actually an X that I couldn't see. This just goes on, look, this is just nothing but woods and then a mountain out there. Long Island's very flat land, you know, like it's there's not very many high points, period. I'm glad I got my hiking boots for this. It's a very rocky terrain in here. Look at that. Look at that tree. That thing's out of the ground. Hi, my friends. I'm gonna gift. Other than Bubba's antler, they don't know me from a hole in the wall. I brought more of these sun marbles. Alright, so we're gonna hug these little symbols on these white markers on the trees so that we don't get turned around, because I literally don't know where we are. So, but this is one of them rare occasions where I could kind of show you guys a little bit of where we are without any endangerment to them, because this is the big woods. Like, it's not like isolated areas. I always enjoy those times where I don't have to like worry about hiding like a building or like some kind of like landmark or that will give away a location. It might be just that there's like a hole at the base of the tree, and that's why it was dark. But that's what drew my attention at first. Because everybody always wants to see the flesh and blood Sasquatch, you know, all the way. And, you know, obviously that's, you know, like my buddy Mike says, Sasquatch, Oregon Sasquatch encounter. You know, they don't prefer the physical form, but like we do, because that's what we're used to. So when we see them in all physical, not cloaked at all, it's like that's what we enjoy most. And it would be really cool to just see one just all flesh and blood, just walking right across this beautiful trail. Really, really nice place. I'll do one more video on the way out. I'm going to soak this place up for a little bit without camera. And then we'll cut it back on and see if that makes any difference. Because I brought you guys from jump, so it's not like I had time to full on connect with this area. I did a little bit as I got here. I stood out front and there was a nice lake in front of a farm. So look at this here. We have to look at this. So look at the size of these impressions. There's a big break right there. That's about 5 foot off the ground. There's a huge snap up there, a huge snap up there. But more than anything, I'm looking at this scratch. So the deer are in rut, but I mean, that's okay. I get that part, but look at that. Look how high that is. There's a stick laying up there, and it was to that tree over there. But anyway, let's look at this scratch, or whatever this might be. That was scratched all the way off, and that's taller than I am. That's above me. That's a 6 foot. So unless that deer has huge antlers, that's probably a bear. That's probably a bear rubbing his back, maybe reaching up and. Something moving. There's a gunshot in the distance. It could be a Sasquatch. There is I mean, in here as well, at least, because there is a couple of signs. Look at that. But I think that might have broke off from. I don't even know. We got some of you think, I suppose, and we could have a conversation if it's worth having. I know some of you guys are interested in the rut and all that kind of stuff. trail. Whatever it is, it doesn't look very strong. Like the skinny ass legs. I don't know, it could just be vines or something. It's all the way back there. It's a nice big rock couple here. And again, note that water is going right down the middle, and the woods on the other side too. So I don't know if there's a trail on that side or not. We're gonna do some gifting on this rock though. Alright, 1 second. Okay, so we're going to leave them on the back side of this rock. We're going to leave 3 of the sun marbles. That way anybody that does, if they do come down this trail, they won't see them. They'll be kind of tucked away. But the Sasquatch will know we put them there if they decide they want them. That's for you guys. Thank you for allowing us to come through. Thank you for keeping us safe on our journey. Look at all these little structures. It's just interconnecting this area through and through. The energy flow goes, see, it's not on this side of the trail. It's just on this side. Here's another one. Good example. All that intricate stuff in there ain't on accident. Maybe we need to get over there. Off the trail a little bit. Let's see what this little game trail over here looks like. This spot actually looks kind of important, so we're going to let it be. Something's whistling, or whatever, calling really loud. So yeah, it's a fresh break. It's definitely something to use. So that big blade up there, leaner or whatever you want to call it, it's laid in this tree, but it also touches the other one. And this one actually comes up into it, so all this stuff interconnects outward. I don't want to step on anything and screw it all up. It's on the ground too. While I wanted to walk over there, I don't want to just destroy some hard work. This one's almost over. It's got about 5 minutes left before I gotta cut it. trying to leave it on kind of overview for the most part, so that like the big picture, so that we get more later. I know it's harder than when I zoom in, but I've never been here, so I'm kind of interested in getting like a big overview of the area. Keep getting drawn back to that rock. Where we put the marbles. Oh, that's cool. It actually opens up in the grasslands over there. It's like a big open grass meadow. It very well might be somebody's land. So I don't know why somebody would go through the trouble of clearing it if it wasn't natural. Unless it's part of this park, but I don't know. I could see it. I could see it up ahead. It's all green. There's a structure back there, and then there's chopped wood here. It could be something came across trail, because there are a lot of big trees on the trail. It doesn't look like the trail stewardship, whatever it's called, they got to it. Wow, that tree is upside down. So yeah, it's pointing top down. I heard that's a thing they do around here upstate. They put the trees upside down. Look at that one leaning on it. It's a big break there, and it comes down here. That's the break though, this one. That one's just laid on the break. That's pretty impressive. There's another trail that cuts up the gut. And then there's this one that goes to the back, so I'm not really sure what to do. But, I don't know. This is kind of closed in too right here. I'm gonna get out of this. Yeah, I'm gonna end this one. And, I know I'm having a conversation with myself. So I'm kind of, I'm like sifting through like the thoughts that I'm hearing. Again, trying to make sure that they're not just more than my thoughts, and trying to talk to you guys at the same time. So I apologize if I sound like a little confused at the moment, but that's what was going down. Alright guys, I'll start another one at some point and include you guys again. Thank you.